Hey guys, today I'll be doing my very first story time about the time I nearly got suspended from college. Now, I could start from the way beginning, but there was no beginning because I can't remember when it began, but it probably started around about late February, early March of this year. So, I had this crush on this teacher. Not gonna mention any names or anything. And she was so hot and funny, and she was that kind of teacher that would shout at you, but not all the time. Like, she would only shout at you if you were going to harm yourself, or you're going to put somebody else or yourself in danger. So she was basically happy and all that. So I got a bit of a crush on her. Mind you, I had my boyfriend back then. So my boyfriend found out, but I was still in love with him. So I decided, I guess, not to leave her, just to leave her alone. Sorry. And then I kept on hanging around the animal care office, which is obviously the office where all the animal care staff are. And I remember, like, every single day after each lesson, if I had time, I'll go over to the animal care office and just stand there outside. I know it might be a bit creepy, and I'll just look in and I'll look for her. It's so creepy. And I used to listen to music as well when I was hanging around, and that was so obvious to the teachers. Some of the teachers did say, "What the heck are you doing? Do you need somebody?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "No, I don't need anybody. I'm fine. I'm just chilling." And they didn't like it that I was sat there. So yeah. So let's get to March now. So in March, I added round about March. I added one of my teachers on social media. This teacher I was talking to you about, and another teacher who was her best friend, best colleague. You know when teachers get so, two teachers get so close that they're at more like best friends and colleagues, or teachers, kind of like that. So they would stick up for each other and whatnot. So yeah, I added them on social media, and you should never do that, guys. So one day on a Monday, I came into college, and my personal tutor found me after, I think it was maths, I believe that was the subject that I was in. I can't really remember what subject I was in. Pretty much, yeah, so pretty much, so because maths and English, we don't always have the same people in the class, the same people in our group. We, on a Monday, round about after, I think, 10 o'clock, or actually no, 11 o'clock, we would all get together and meet after the weekend and talk and stuff. And she came over to me. She's very strict, this teacher. She's obviously the curriculum manager and my personal tutor. So she came up to me and she was like, "I need to see you in my office." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" So I went to her office, and she said that two teachers, the ones that I'm talking to you about, were basically saying that I have added them on social media, and they want me to stop adding them, if that makes any sense at all. So she asked me why, and I was confused because I didn't know why either. I was just bored on a Friday night, but even so, that's not a good enough excuse. So she told me never to do it again, so I apologised to those two teachers and carried on my life, I guess. And then another time, I remember that I had a problem, and I'm not going to say it on camera because I'm not comfortable saying it, but when I get upset, or not upset, what's the word, I guess overwhelmed or whatnot, or whatever, I would, pace up and down or whatnot. So I'm sorry, I'm just trying to like think of all the, because this happened like throughout this year, so it's like a really big story time, so it's not like it happened 1 month or a day or something like that, you know what I mean? It happened maybe since November, this, maybe after Christmas, maybe. I know November's not after Christmas, but you know. So I was still like having a crush on these two teachers, and I remember this one time I took a pregnancy test because I thought I was pregnant. And I do realise my dad will be watching this video right now. Oh my god, Dad, I'm sorry. I took a pregnancy test. It didn't come back positive, but I took it right in the middle of class. I told my teacher that I need to go to the toilet, and what I was thinking about doing is taking the test, and then if it's positive, go and tell that teacher after class, and if not, then just throw it in the bin and leave it, basically, situation. So yeah, so I took it, and I remember having this hoodie. I still got it, actually. It's Harry Potter, that you can stick things in the pocket right here. So I stuck it right in the middle, right here, I guess. And I remember we were doing a practical in the classroom, and we had like the rabbits, hedgehogs and hamsters out, and we're cleaning them all. We were all in groups of 3 or 4, I think, maybe even less, and we were cleaning them all out. And at the end, I remember that my support teacher came up to me, and she was like, we need a word with you, like me and personal tutor. And I was like, oh my god, what now? Because every time like she wants to speak to me, it's something like more than like that I'll get into trouble. I'm not a naughty student or anything, but it's usually like she shouts at me and, you know, whatnot. So yeah, so I remember, say 1 minute, like we just finished doing these, I think I was doing the hedgehogs. I think I was either doing the hedgehogs or the hamsters. I don't think I was doing any of the rabbits, either the hedgehog or the hamster. I think it was a hamster, actually. So I finished cleaning up the hamster with the other 2 students, and I remember we had to put the chairs up after cleaning them. So I hid behind one of the, you know when you have chairs on top of the table at school and college and stuff, you can't really see people, like tell who's behind them. So I hid behind there, and I reached into my pocket, and I realised that the test has gone. And I was thinking, uh-oh, this test, OMG. So everybody was leaving at this point, going to break, half an hour break before English. And I was thinking out, looking up under all the tables. My favourite teacher, who was, by the way, the one teaching us, asked me, what you're looking for? And I was like, nothing, I forgot my pen and I think it's under here. And she was like, it's fine, if I find it, then I'll let you know, kind of thing. So, yeah, so I immediately was asked to come into the room, not to her office, the room opposite the room that we're in, and she said, is this what you're looking for? And she held it up. I think I have a pencil here. Pretend this is it. She held the pregnancy test up and she was like, tell me what's going on. And I was like, nothing's going on. And she was like, okay. And then there's something else that's been like told. And a student came up to me and said, you know, that you have pictures of students in the class without them knowing, and teachers on the animal care staff. So can I see your phone, please? I'm just gonna take my phone off charge for a second. It's 10 o'clock if you want to know. So basically she asked me for my phone. She was looking through it, the photos, which was a bit embarrassing really, because who wants their teacher going through the phone? She was looking through it and she was like, what's this? And basically she found a picture that I screenshotted from the actual college website of this teacher that was on the video promotable trailer, whatever, for the animal care. So I was like, oh, that I got it off the website. And she was like, that's still not okay. And she said, delete it. And yeah, so then she went out the room, went to go and see the, I think it was a pastoral care, like, teacher. And she was in there for, like, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. She came back in the room, and she said, come with me. So my personal tutor leading me off to the pastoral care room. So they explained that it was so wrong, and I was like, I know, I really do know it was wrong, and I'm so sorry, I won't do it again. And yeah, so she said that your mum will have to come in on Friday and have an interview to see if you can continue studying at my college. So I went home. The next day was a Thursday, and on the Thursday, so that was all on the Wednesday. On the Thursday, I came in and I was still thinking about what to say in the interview. So I was apologising to the teacher that I put. My favourite teacher was on one of the pictures, and so was the other teacher that I was talking to you about before. So I went up to her because it was her lesson, and after her lesson, I was like, I'm so sorry for adding you on social media and following you and whatnot. And she was like, okay, don't do it again. And she was like, why did you do it? By the way, this was after class. And I said, because I can't remember what exactly that I said, but I think it was because I told her that I fancied her. So, and I had a crush on these two teachers. So she said, okay, do you want me to tell which is my personal tutor, who was going to be in the interview, just so to tell your mum. So she said, you can either tell your mum tonight, but if you can't do it for any reason, like you feel shy, you feel upset, you feel all these emotions that you can't, then I'll do it for you. I'll tell your personal tutor, and she will be able to tell your mum. So the next day came around, and my mum was like, Amy, you do realise how serious this is. You're going to get suspended today. And I was like, Mum, I am not getting suspended. They're probably not going to, if I tell them the reason why, they're probably not. And she might say, and then she said, they might do that, Amy, but I'm thinking they'll just give you, like, because this was the week before Easter, so she said maybe you'll be suspended over Easter, and then you have to come back for an interview after Easter, or during Easter, whatever, and you can come back and continue or whatnot. So I was like, okay, fair enough. So I went to college with my mum. We found the teacher, and we had maybe an hour and a half interview, and she was like, okay, so we've agreed that we will keep you on this course, and so if you do anything like this again, you won't be allowed to come back. We'll suspend you, and you won't be able to go on to the next level if that's what you want to do. And because I deeply wanted to do level 3, I've stayed away from all that. So guys, what I want you to do with this video is take it into your head. You might not be as dumb as me. You might be laughing throughout this video thinking, she's so stupid. Why would you do that? Because in reality, if teachers wanted you to have their phone number or Instagram or YouTube or whatever, social media, they will put it on the board on the very first day, right? Convenient? Yes, it is. So don't do what I do. This is just a lesson for you guys. That's why I wanted to start making these type of videos, just so that you guys can learn from my experiences and think Amy's a bit dumb, so I won't do those type of things. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and comment down below. So yeah, if you want me to do a Q&A, then let me know down in the description. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Bye!